We
I
learned.
mean, what I said after the Super Bowl, I was like, the Broncos didn't even really seem to have a good game plan. I was like, they didn't give themselves any chance to win.
You can't play horizontal against teams with that much. Can't. You got to make them run, man. You got to make them run.
I'm like, if
You
you
can't give
even,
them. You can't let them react to things. That's that. No.
I mean, I don't care
Yeah.
if you've been playing horizontal all year long. It's the Super Bowl. If they are halfway, you got 2 weeks to get ready for this. There's nothing you're gonna see on the film that'd be like, you know what, we can't take a shot. We can't do some runoffs. We can't do this. I mean,
But sometimes you're your own enemy, right, Prev? Because you get to the
yeah.
point where you say we're gonna do what we do, and if it works, it works. Instead of just saying we're gonna do what we know can work. Sometimes you get in your own way.
I'm just
Because
saying,
they were
yeah,
doing it. They were doing the same thing in the first half of that game against Seattle early in the year, and then in the second half, he was like, "Oh, you know what? All that stuff right down the seams where the linebackers and the safeties, instead of the safeties running up trying to hit people to make them cover. I mean, duh."
Yeah,
So
I mean, I did say kind of the same thing. Is like, if you look at the Steelers when their defense was strong about 6-7 years ago, and I'm watching these games and I see teams like the Ravens come out and play too tight end, like exactly what they want. All you're doing is you're just playing the exact game. If they could write your game plan for you, that's what they would give you.
yeah, Jason, Jamal, we talking about LOB is not LOB right now for Seattle.
Looming on bus.
Left on the bus. Hey, this is my boy Jamal. This is my boy Jamal, man. He's joining the cast, man.
What's up, man?
What's going on?
I think if Prev was talking about the whole, is it really more effective for Sherman to shut down a side of the field or shut down a receiver? Does that mean you talking about that?
We might have had that conversation at some point.
I don't know if you guys already touched on that, but I think that has something to do with it. You know what I mean? Like, if you just go away from me, obviously he can be have passes completed on him and such. But if you just go away from him, take him out the game, essentially take away Earl Thomas as well. You're basically free to do whatever you want to do. Green Bay sacrificed Boykin to him, and Green Bay almost ran over him.
Right. Like I said before,
I go back. I think, Jamal, we did have this discussion. I was thinking more the line of everybody's making a big deal about Sherman don't move. Well, you know what? Back in the day, Dion played one side. To some extent, Rod Woodson played one side. It worked just fine for those defenses, but those are also teams with very strong linebacking core as well as good safeties. I mean, those are complete defenses. Now, through last year, you thought Seattle had the complete ensemble defense, and we didn't really have that much of an argument. So when the whole thing came up of Sherman only covers one side of the field, and people saying, well, he doesn't play the best receiver. Well, okay, it's whatever, but to me it didn't make that big of a difference in the conversation, because it wasn't like we had never seen great cornerbacks only stay on one side of the field before.
But I think the thing about it is but you had guys that still had comparable guys on the opposite side.
Well,
and let's just face it, there's offenses that had guys stay on one side of the formation. I mean, think about it. The Colts ran Reggie Wayne and Marvin Harrison on the same side every play. Pretty much 90% of the plays, Marvin was on this side, Marvin was on the right side, Reggie was on the left side. Who cares? I mean, to me, I just don't like getting caught up in discussions around. I'm sorry, I must got a delay, but I don't like getting caught up in discussions around when they always try to who's the best cover man. I'm like, it's that whole thing. I'm like, they don't play man all the time. They play funky zones. They play a 46. They play 3 deep. They play cover 2. They play a bunch of different looks out there. And the thing about it is, if you catch them, you can beat them. You just got to see what that look is. You just watch the safety, see what Richard Sherman, if he turns his hips out, or if he runs with the guy, or he faces him up. it's fundamental concepts, man. I don't know why people don't get caught up with it.
Well, I mean, to be kind of on the technical side, Pete mentioned, the Redskins went vertical. Well, okay. One thing on that play I noticed, though, and we talk about, okay, all of a sudden they're moving Sherman around a little bit. He's switching sides, and they're trying to find out whatever that means. I don't know what that means. What I do know is I did see something that was probably hadn't seen from that group before. When they hit Djax on that play, there was a significant miscommunication between Sherman and the safety, and it looked like Sherman might have freelanced a little bit, which isn't unusual with most teams, but we haven't seen that necessarily all that much with the Seahawks, where they do a little funny switcheroo and one guy tries to go under and the other guy, the safety goes under and the corner goes up top, or vice versa. It looked like to me there was a little freelance and the communication wasn't there, and all of a sudden Jackson got popped open and boom. And I
only disagree with one part of that statement. Jackson was open right off the top. They couldn't recover because of that funky mess.
Well, when you got somebody that fast, you're not going to recover.
Exactly what I'm saying. Anyway, yeah.
So
let's talk about the Rams fake punt. It might be one of the best plays we've ever seen in our lives.
Epic.
Well, it's funny.
I was watching. It's like even the cameraman was faked out. He was following Tavon Austin, and everybody was like, "Wait a second,
man, we all was following Tavon Austin. I was looking at him too.
We ain't had no choice. We just going with him.
Yeah, we were just like this. Oh, camera over here now. That was sick, man. I was laughing. I laughed about 20 minutes on that one, boy.
Somebody pointed it out, and I did do a quick check on YouTube. The Bears did it 3 years ago. For whatever reason, they didn't make the top 30 highlight plays that night or something like that. But the Bears did it as well. And it's fun, it basically being a bench high school player my entire life, my only chance of getting on the field was on punt coverage. I don't remember looking up for the ball running down the field either.
You terrible. That's why he was on the bench.
Well, I mean, like I said, punt coverage. Well, no. Who else did it? I mean, Jamal, did they teach y'all to look up for the ball while y'all running down the field?
No, we ran towards dude. Whoever was fielding the punt, that's who we ran towards.
But I guess the question I'm asking is most of the time, I don't know. I get this is a fair question now. I have to ask. Doesn't the punter kind of tell y'all where he's going to kick it?
In high school, no, because don't know punter really got that kind of control.
Right? No, but I'm thinking about the pros, Jamal. I'm like, he had to have told them, I'm kicking it center left. And you fools ran that way. Could you imagine what was going in his head as he saw that whole team going that way and he was facing this way like, what the hell are they doing? That was what made me laugh about it. The body language is just those guys like, what the WTF, guys? What the hell? So,
hey, but then again, considering that you got like 8 guys that all went in the other direction, maybe the punter didn't exactly communicate where it was going.
Maybe he did in high school. Maybe he kicked it the wrong way. Who knows?
Yeah,
but
he kicked it the wrong way.
Funny, dude.
But
the fact that the dude caught the ball in the air, though, I mean that right there was the whole trick. Because if he doesn't catch it clean, it doesn't work. I mean, the fact that he was able to catch that thing over the shoulder, and then I was like, damn, he caught that thing clean. And once he caught it, it was ran down that damn sideline. Well, I might have fell at about 15 out of gas, but it's all good. Shoot, man. Dude. Man, this time of year is bananas right now. I'm sorry, guys. I just looked up at it. I mean, you got baseball, hockey, basketball, football, college football, tennis. Good Lord.
Yeah. Giants
I'll be honest,
up on the Warriors 5-0.
Hey,
well, who win it?
The Giants.
Giants.
Kung Fu Panda, man. I told you.
You know these Royals came out to a T-shirt before the World Series saying these O's ain't Royals.
Yeah.
Oh.
I saw that. I saw that.
See, they're gonna lose now. They didn't hype this thing. They didn't hype it up too much. Baseball karma, man. Baseball karma.
You know, it was bound to happen
because in Kansas City, they're playing Royals every hour on the hour.
They gonna lose.
In San Francisco, they said they banned the song.
Yeah. You know, it's bound to happen. They swept every round of the playoffs up to here.
Yeah.
So, you know, sometimes, you know, I used to play a little baseball back in the day, but, and obviously these are pros and you get in the groove and stuff, but this is their first time in the World Series since, I think, 86, 85, something like that. The nerve has got to be going, man. So much pressure on them, you know. And then to just try to walk through everybody else on the way to get here, it's like almost no resistance, man. There was no drama in almost any of their games.
Yeah, they gon' and see the Giants got this every other year thing going on the last 4 years too. So I got my money on the Giants. I had my money on them going into this.
Well, your money's good right now.
I'm just saying. Too bad I don't bet like that no more.
I don't know if you guys know who this person is, but hey, that's what's up to Tech N9ne because he's sitting right behind home plate at this game.
Tech N9ne.
Yeah, we're not that old.
Like, yeah, that's him. So he's showing love for the home team.
Ow. Oh, man. Anyway. Prev, I heard you was trying to get on Jay a little bit. Said he was a little quiet this weekend. About them.
Yeah, man. Brownies. You know, it's rough when you're
about them
team in the league to give a win.
Hold up. Let's preface Jamal. Let's preface Jamal by letting him know that my man Jason is a Ohioan. He's Cleveland through and through. So
he's a whole lot more Ohio than LeBron James.
He's a lot more Ohioan than LeBron James because no Dallas Cowboy love from Jay Sims. It's all about them brownies.
Darn, he done left.
Everybody say y'all made the man leave.
You know what? He did that before one time too. I would leave too. I mean, my team sucks, but at least we. As a matter of fact, we got the Jaguars this weekend. I think about it. The Dolphins got the Jaguars this weekend. Lord.
Oh man, Dolphins gonna win. Y'all gonna win what, 3 in a row now?
3 in a row.
Yeah, y'all beat somebody before you played the Bears, right?
Man, we got our butts whipped we got beat by Green Bay.
Oh, that's right.
What are you talking about? Come on now. We don't win 3 in a row. That's
2 in a row.
Marino. This ain't Marino. This ain't Deion Dyer. This ain't the Deion Dyer years.
Shout out to Deion Dyer.
And Marino going 14-14 in that first half, though. That was pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's what happens when you play the Bears. You can go 14-4. You can go 14-14.
That was pretty good.
I'm not getting Ryan Tannehill. If you're watching this episode, do not get your head too big. Just keep playing, man. Just keep playing. Every time his head get big, he lose to the Jaguars. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on now. So we can't have that. Kirk Cousins beat the Jaguars. Come on.
Kirk Cousins beat the Jaguars. Brian Hoyer could not beat the Jaguars.
Right. Brian Hoyer, Ben Tate, Benjamin, Cameron. How many more Browns I got? Carmel, the whole damn team.
Jordan Cameron
beat the Jaguars. You couldn't beat Darnell Robinson. Another Big Ten guy. Another Big Ten guy beat you.
They got an APB out.
Playing running back.
Shoelaces.
Shoelace.
I want to know where Jordan Cameron is. This guy talking about I'm a pass catcher, not a tight end. Obviously, you're not catching passes neither. This man has been subpar the whole season, other than one game.
You'll get one game. That's subpar.
You get one game.
No.
He in a contract year too. I know his agent is just like.
How many Browns I got in the contract? How many Browns I got in the contract, man? I got Brian Hoyer, you got the Cameron.
You got a lot of people.
You're gonna be a Raider next year.
All of them gonna be Raiders.
This week we play Greg. play little. Raiders Browns this weekend. Greg got to play little.
Greg Little.
I wonder if he gonna be hyped. They try to come back to Cleveland. He gonna try to come back to Cleveland to get two receptions.
And then break his ankles.
Nah, man, don't wish that stuff. That bad energy on that guy, man.
I'm about to say if
he already got enough bad energy right now.
I'm just saying, if you're talking about a guy that's going to be a Raider, there's no further bad energy I could wish on you.
Yeah, they're gonna be Raiders.
Well, the good thing is, Browns fans, they can at least look at it and say, "Well, at least we're not these guys. At least we're not the Raiders."
Y'all mess around and lose to the Raiders, you will be the Raiders, because y'all have the same record.
I just cannot believe if they lose to the Raiders, Brian Hoyer doesn't deserve to start the rest of the season.
If y'all lose to the Raiders, y'all might as well just lose to the Bucks and just get it over with and just be done. Just be done for the season.
Talk about the Bucks now.
Yeah, don't talk about the Bucks.
But I'm saying though, Jamal, they had the Jaguars, the Raiders, and the Bucks. I mean, you supposed to win 2 of those games. I don't care what you do. If they're gonna mess around and lose all 3, watch.
Don't lose all 3.
They gonna lose all 3.
Don't lose all 3.
Lose all 3.
Jason, place a call. Don't
man. According to Dion, trade him to the Browns.
Right. Before last year. Before last year.
We gotta get Jamal. I gotta send Jamal a link to that episode, man. My cousin played 4 years for the Dolphins, and he said one of the guys of the team when he first got there said, "Hey, young blood." He said, "There's only one thing that you don't ever want to happen to you in your career. Never get traded to the Browns. Your career is over." And he said the next year that same dude got traded to the Browns, and he was out of the league a year later.
What was the guy's name? Johnson?
James Johnson.
James Johnson, former Miami running back.
Miami running back. He said that dude got traded to the Browns the next year.
He was
out of the league a year later, man. And we looked it up, and we was cracking up. I was like, "Dion, you off the chain."
His Wikipedia page went blank.
His Wikipedia page is like that short, man. It's like 5 lines. I was like, "Dion, your Wikipedia page is longer than his." He's like, "I know."
You're killing me.
Oh,
God, you know what? I ain't looked up Dion on Wikipedia.
He got a few things.
You look up Dion on Wikipedia, ain't that?
Yeah, and if you look up like his picture images, you'll see like some pictures of his arena football stuff, his Carolina stuff.
Wait a minute, who wrote it?
I don't know who wrote it. Wiki. I don't know, man. I don't know who writes that stuff.
Wiki.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I mean, I could have written it.
You probably can. You probably still can. It's not that much.
Tell Dion he better check up on that.
I'm about to say 4 years, backed up Conrad, Blocky Williams, played at Carolina with Mac Brown. I'm about done. You write it down?
Okay. All right. I'm just saying, ask him to look it up, make sure everything's on there it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Yeah. He get his arena football in there too. But anyway, man, they ain't gonna brownies, boy. Y'all better get y'all act together. But yeah, Prev, I ain't gonna talk too much trash about us beating your Bears.
No, go ahead, man. It's all right. You know,
I ain't gonna do that to you. I ain't gonna do that to you.
Got Marshall in the locker room talking. Marshall in the locker room. Unacceptable. It's unacceptable.
It's very unacceptable for y'all to lose to the Dolphins. I don't know about the other stuff that Brandon Marshall was talking about, but it was definitely unacceptable to lose to the Fish.
Hey, look, he said it 17 times, so losing to the Fish was in there at least once.
Like I told Jason, you got Ryan Tannehill throwing touch passes to Mike drop it like his hot Wallace in the back of the end zone. Y'all suck. The Bears suck. Y'all are terrible. When he let that ball go, I was like, "Oh, he's throwing it out of bounds." Oh, damn, he caught that. I was just I'd have booed y'all. I was booing y'all. Boo.
But look, you know what? There's only one quarterback hasn't had a particularly good day against these guys.
That's right. Y'all let AJ Manuel have a good day. The first game.
You know, Kaepernick had one bad half. Okay, Kaepernick had a bad half. First half was good. Second half was bad. DJ Manuel, looked like an NFL player for a half. Only one guy had a bad game against these dudes. It was Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan's the only guy that didn't.
I thought you was about to say it wasn't anybody.
It was Matt Ryan. The Falcons are the only team that couldn't score on these dudes.
Oh God. Oh my goodness, man.
Nah, don't make me dig into my Big 12 quarterbacks cachet here.
Oh, here we go. Oh man, Bears boy. Brandon Marshall flipping out.
Unexpected.
Former Dolphin.
Name the episode. Former Dolphin. That's right. Unacceptable. He left the Dolphins. He got traded from the Dolphins. Unacceptable. He could have been catching passes from Ryan Tannehill, but no.
Everybody that leaves the Dolphins has a chance to have star careers. Wes Welker, Brandon Marshall started balling out again. I mean, it's just terrible. Reggie Bush. Well, not Reggie Bush. He can't. That boy, you talk about being hurt.
Reggie, he's back in the ICU, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's back in the ICU, isn't he?
I'm like, when they be interviewing him during preseason, I'm like,
pull up to the game in an ambulance.
I see why they get him in preseason because they ain't gonna never have a chance to interview him during the season. He always hurt. It was like you never see a Reggie Bush interview during this. I'm being real. Have you ever interviewed during the season? All this stuff is always. Well, how's the offense look, Reggie? Oh, it's gonna look great. Not without you on there. You ain't gonna be out there. Terrible.
Why don't you ask me?
If the Lions didn't have that defense, boy, they be struggling right there. They said they scored 17 or less points until this past week in the four previous games. I'm like, that's terrible. And Pettigrew is stealing money. Get him out of there. Pettigrew is stealing money.
That man is.
Well, that's why they drafted Ebron.
Nothing. But my point is, I'm like, these cats are supposed to be balling. They ain't doing nothing. Golden Tate balling. Golden Tate doing his thing.
You know what, though? That whole Golden Tate thing, like, I didn't see it, but for the first 3 quarters of that game on Sunday, he wasn't doing nothing. And then I go away from the little fantasy game. I come back, 10 catches, 150 yards. What the hell this happened? What happened?
Oh, man.
I don't know about that, man, because with Calvin Johnson there, yeah, but like this weekend was supposed to be his weekend where for him to show, like, hey, I can consistently beat, your top coverage and get open, but nah.
In the fourth quarter, he consistently beat him.
You feel what?
In the fourth quarter, that's what he did.
Yeah, but that one, as the number one option, ain't supposed to be like that. You don't see no other number ones getting canned like that.
Right. What happened to Jay? Jay bounced out again?
It looked like he just got up.
I'm about to say, I don't know why I'm tilting my head like I can see him.
Maybe the baby wolf. On Saturday night, I was going back and forth between the Florida State game and a boxing match. That's how crazy Saturday was.
You was watching a box? Oh, you did watch the Triple G match?
Yeah. Well, the Triple G match was only like 12 seconds long. It was
I was about to ask you who won because I don't, I ain't follow that one. Triple G?
Oh, well, you talking about Triple G or the opener? Because the opener was a Jamaican guy that I've never seen before, and he beat up.
I'm talking about
Triple G beat up some bum in like 12 seconds, man. It was just some dude with alopecia.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Well, it was 2 rounds.
That stuff is terrible, man.
But the guy, I mean, it's not a loaded division.
Pacquiao Mayweather.
It's okay. Keep
I'm
waiting.
not.
Keep waiting.
Keep waiting.
Yeah, keep
They
waiting.
said it's next May.
Yeah, right.
Man, get the Geritol and the Epsom salt out, and the green rubbing alcohol.
May too.
The green rubbing alcohol and the Epsom salt for that damn boxing match. Damn about
like
that.
Grudge match with De Niro and Sylvester Stallone.
Right.
Mayweather,
So anyway,
Pacquiao.
I was going back and forth between them.
Yeah.
They ain't fighting, man. Anyway, your thoughts on the Florida State Notre Dame?
You wasted your time watching the fight. The Notre Dame game was pretty good.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I
that,
saw the game, split screen and whatnot. I'm just saying. Your thoughts?
I wish that kid would have sold that pick play a little bit better. We got to teach. Brian Kelly was like, "We teach that. You didn't teach him well. You have to teach him a little bit better. Just
put the hands up.
Sell it, yeah, sell it. Hold out. If anything, just fall down.
Yeah.
Run the route and trip. You win his way. What the ref gonna say?
He could at least got it. He could at least got his hands up in the air and act like he was going for the ball.
Yeah.
Hey,
but my point is, he could have ran out and just ran, cut, and fell, and the dude would have been out of the play. Done. It's all good.
I know what.
I had to ask some people like Monday because I was like, am I the only one that saw when they lined up for that play? To me, it already looked like Florida State wasn't lined up ready for. They weren't ready for it.
No, that was going to be. He was going to get beat on that anyway. He was going to get beat.
So they weren't lined up to start with, and then all that just to have a pick.
That's why I said
Florida State was done. When they lined up, I was like, it's a wrap. I was like, they can't defend that.
They lined up man to man. They lined up man to man. They lined up man to man 8 yards off the ball. I'm like, what? You're on the goal line.
Mm-hmm. Where you dropping back to? I don't know. I have a hard time, saying anything positive about Notre Dame in any capacity, but they will clearly.
I forgot you. I forgot you. You disowned them.
But Florida State was clearly out.
I know if I was Everett Golson, I sure wouldn't be mad.
2004.
Yeah, go ahead, Jay. I'm on the delay.
If I wasn't Everett Golson, I sure wouldn't be that mad at Notre Dame. They basically said I didn't have to go to class. My first semester that I started, all I had to do was win football games. After the season, they were like, yeah, that was probably not right. You got like a 0.2 GPA. We're going to need you to sit out, but don't worry. We're going to send you to George Whitfield's quarterback camp in San Diego, and we're going to make a sob story on college game day to make it look like you had to rebuild yourself up when all you had to do was go play football for a whole year, work on your craft, lose a year of eligibility, come back, start, and then leave to go to the NFL.
Pretty much. That kid, David Robinson.
Some of these other kids. I mean, he was. Yeah, Corey Robinson balled out. The sad thing is that he would. If the sad thing is they kicked them other brothers out, they would have been better off not even doing any work. They cheated. Notre Dame said, all you do, just do no work, and we'll bring you back. We'll send you to combine for a year. Do no work. It ain't that bad. You don't cheat. Just don't do work. Don't go to class. Don't turn in homework.
Right.
And you can come back to the team. Now, if you cheat, you got to go.
I mean, I suppose in some regards that's still better than at Ohio State, where you don't have to have a story at all.
No. Ohio State had a story. They had a story.
Jason, don't let them talk about your boys.
Good man.
Don't let them talk about your boys.
Ohio State. Ohio State did I was always on the side of Maurice Clarett where I was like, wow, y'all just gonna, it was a few good men on Maurice Clarett. You cut these boys loose.
Shoot, man.
He just said, we're not bigger than the program.
This is the University of Jacksonville. Yeah, I remember that.
Yep. Y'all gonna have the lowest rated primetime game this Saturday.
Yeah, nobody want to watch. I don't even want to watch.
Nobody's watching that damn game. I don't want to watch Penn State. They wasted a commercial with that. They wasted graphics and commercial with that.
I'm mad that they used that Century song on that because I was like, man, that's such a good song. They could use that for somebody else. It was like Ohio State. They were like, oh. And they were trying to sell it like Penn State meant something. I'm like, man, they just lost.
It's like Penn State hard. They suck.
Right. They
might as well be playing Miami Hurricanes. They could might as well play the Miami Hurricanes. Yeah, I'm a fan of the Hurricanes too, Jamal. They suck too.
Hey man, we all going through this year. I can't stop talking trash about anybody's team this season. So by default, I'm teamless this year. in both college and pro.
He said a team
who's
list.
your team? Who's your team in college?
The Wolverines.
You are teamless.
Yeah.
The Blue
You are
Pants.
teamless.
The Blue
And who's your NFL team?
Or daily fan.
He like the Bucks. You like the Bucks.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay.
Hey, at least y'all got a championship. At least y'all can talk. At least y'all got some type of pedigree. Y'all got Hall of Famers too. Shoot, damn.
And we got a Bud Light commercial.
Oh man, that commercial. I like that commercial now. I do like that commercial. That commercial.
Oh my
Jimmy
God.
Johnson
Wolverines.
Jimmy Johnson almost made me go look for my electric football game. I know it's around here somewhere.
Cleveland got Johnny Jan Boogie.
Johnny J. I like that.
Speaking of Jimmy Johnson, can somebody? How come nobody said that Jerry Jones' staff basically said, let's just redo what they did in 1992 and bring in, or 89, and just bring in all these offensive
guys that block.
linemen, just build a great offensive line and we'll just, work it from there. We'll just do whatever we did with Emmett, Troy. Tony, you be Troy. Marco, you be Emmett. We're gonna get.
But why are we? But why are we
offensive
making? But isn't that what you're supposed to do? Like, I understand it's a big deal to a certain point because we don't see it all.
Because we haven't seen it.
That's what you're supposed to. You're supposed to get good linemen. You're supposed to run the ball. Like,
no, not in Dallas.
You know what's funny?
Not
They
in
said.
Dallas.
I think Jared's
You know what's funny? What they said
but Jay, that's the blueprint in any successful. I mean, come on, man. Every team,
I agree.
Even the teams,
I
like
agree.
the Saints and the Colts. The Colts weren't doing anything until those running backs stepped up in the playoffs. And the Saints, quiet as kept, had a good running game. Even with the Packers always had a decent running back. You gotta have some running, man. You gotta have the big boys blockers and running the ball a little bit, man. You can't just throw that thing all the time, man.
As our special teams coach in high school told us over and over again, football, this is coming from the special teams coach, football is nothing but blocking and tackling. That's from the special teams coach. It didn't come from the offense. It didn't come from the line coach. It came from the special teams.
A special teams coach won the Super Bowl 2 years ago.
Hey, a lot of special teams coaches have done all right. That's not the point. I'm just saying. You pointed out, football is nothing but blocking and tackling. If you can do both, you're going to win some games.
I'm trying to figure out what they're doing to these D-backs, man, because they're not teaching them to cover. They're not teaching them to tackle. So what the hell are they doing? They can't cover and they can't tackle. But they can
bend, don't break.
It's called spread ball. From day one to the NFL, spread ball. Like I said, you got these guys coming into the league now. They have never played power offenses. They've never seen a power offense. Everything has been one-on-one pursuit. Run them down, try and funnel them to help. That's it. They've come from high school defenses that gave up 250, 300 yards a game, and that was normal. That wasn't called bad defense. That was called normal. They get to college, same thing. They get to the NFL. I mean, if you can run fast, you can pick off the occasional pass because everybody's throwing it 70 times a game. You're gonna get 2 or 3 of them.
Right.
Hey, that guy is a prospect now. He's got muscles. He can run a 4.2. He's got dreadlocks. He looks good. That's a prospect. That's what a D-back is now.
Yeah.
Even to this day, I haven't seen it as much as I saw it like 2 years ago. I'm still wondering, who is teaching these guys to be looking into the backfield? Especially in this day and age.
I don't know. But they teach them to look in the backfield, but they're not teaching them to even look for the ball either, Prev. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
Half of the D-backs run down the field and don't look for the ball. Well, your legs are still moving.
What I'm saying is, I'm watching a guy. I don't care, even if you're in zone, and the receiver runs right past you. That doesn't get your attention. The guy just ran right past you.
Yeah.
He just ran right across your face, and you're staring at the quarterback.
That means he's assuming that he got help.
No,
okay.
but Jay,
60
even
yards
if you
later.
got help, but my point is, if
didn't
you
get your
there's a
attention?
different there's a different way zones, right? But if you let a guy go by you and think you got help, that's one thing. If you're running, like they talk about Richard Sherman when he opens his hips and runs with the receiver, that means he knows there's going to help is going to come from either the linebacker coming out of the diagonal or the safety coming down or meeting them at the point. But my point is, you still got to run. You can still look for the ball. That's why Richard Sherman gets certain picks, because even when he's doing that, he's looking for the ball. He's running and looking for the ball.
But
And he
more
makes a play
importantly,
on the ball.
no, more importantly, he's keying on the receiver. Fundamentals. When the receiver turns his head and his eyes get big, the ball is coming.
Hey guys, I gotta run,
He's on
man.
another level.
Hey, okay, man.
You gotta get out, man. All right, man. Take it easy. Thanks for
All
joining.
right, Jamal.
Yep.
Anyway, I'm gonna hit the bed myself. Gotta get my
All
rest
right,
up.
fellas.
All right, y'all.
Yeah.
Get your rest up for homecoming.
Let's go day party, man.
Day party. Right. All right, Pete.
All right.
G-Ho up in the place. Greatest homecoming of ever.
Yeah.
G-Ho, A&T, Aggie Pride, baby. Previn's going to be in the house. That means, you know what that means. All right. Peace out.
All right, though. Yep.
All right. Later.